Sure. My name is Vikram Rajan. I'm the co-founder of VideoSocials. We are a video blogging and podcast community, mainly for law firms and consultants. We were relatively new to outbound email before ENDY. I've tried it myself, and it worked actually really wonderfully in the beginning on my own. But then my email addresses started getting, I guess, burned, or I think too many spam requests or spam responses, and so didn't really know how to refresh them. Didn't really know the best practices about it. So working with ENDY has been great to kind of fix that. What I like about ENDY is the pricing structure. I like that they are upfront and honest about what is needed in terms of an infrastructure. It's paid by appointment, so I prefer that. Also, they take care of any no-shows and make sure that they're able to reschedule them, even with reminders and all that. Sometimes people have to have other priorities, and so ENDY helps with rescheduling those no-shows as well. We have worked with other email outbound. They weren't as diligent in terms of, I hate to use the word aggressive because that has a negative connotation, but they really didn't take a lot of initiative. That they weren't creative would be another great word. That ENDY's very creative in terms of not only Dutch but his whole team finding different methodologies and wording and copy, let alone target markets, and really amplifying our message accurately. We communicate through WhatsApp, which is very convenient. I get updates throughout the day, and so sometimes I get busy, so I can't answer all of them. But communication is definitely great from them, and I value that because even if I'm not able to respond or even look at it, at least I know things are happening. And with other providers, sometimes I would go days without a response to a question I had, let alone an update prompted by them. And so with ENDY, I don't have to worry about that. Everything's being tracked through spreadsheets, and I like that. So it's relatively simple when I have the time to go through the spreadsheets, but everything is documented in that sense. So it's relatively seamless and great communication. I don't know the exact amount of top line revenue, but I would say that it is thousands and thousands of dollars of top line revenue. So easily, I would say at this point, 10 to 20,000, if not more. So it's definitely paid off. Checking our numbers is kind of one of those things that we have to do often, and kind of making sure these kind of lead generation strategies work, and ultimately it's a closing ratio to make sure that the numbers work. And so while ENDY's not really part of the closing aspect of it, they're definitely teeing up the ball for me to hit it out of the park, to use that analogy. And so they've been great in terms of booking the appointments and getting them to show up and getting their no-shows rescheduled. And so the top line has definitely improved because of them. It's exactly the kind of appointments I want. I want, for us, our flagship product is where we are helping our clients start a podcast and host their own podcast in addition to their video blog. And so those kinds of expectations and qualifications are, for the most part, already there. Sometimes there's confusion on behalf of the prospect, but I tend to see the email threads that there really wasn't confusion from ENDY's perspective. And so from that point of view, most of my appointments, they are kind of primed and ready to kind of consider. If they haven't thought about hosting a podcast, they're now primed to kind of hear the benefits of it. And that's really thanks to ENDY's team. I would highly recommend ENDY Media. They've been thorough, diligent, high communication, authentic with it, and they have the integrity to really follow up and really care to make sure. They've worked with me to kind of craft not only the messages, but to hone the target market. And we're continuously improving that because they know that markets change and lists change, and So from that perspective, highly recommend, because they're nimble and they want to make this work for you, and so they'll be creative within whatever target market and message you're looking to reach.